the Grim Reaper. I have slain millions and billions.
And I am Ronald Reagan.
I know, and I just wanted to shake your hand. I'm your biggest fan. I love your work. I really do.
Order in the court. Bailiff, read the first case of the day.
Yes, Your Honor. White versus Clemson. White claims Clemson stole his car and destroyed it. Clemson claims White gave him the car.
I see. Mr. White, he stole your car?
Yes, he did, Your Honor. And then he wrecked it.
Mr. Clemson, he gave you the car?
Yes, he did, Your Honor.
You say he stole the car, and you say he gave it to you.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's right.
So, one of you must be lying. No, I mean one of you must be coming into a court of law of all places and just lying.
It's him.
No, he is, Your Honor.
One of you must have just done it again. Aren't I right, bailiff?
Yes, Your Honor.
But aren't you supposed to decide who's lying?
Am I? Gee, I thought a judge was an arbiter of truth, a dispenser of justice, not a guy who figures out who's the fibber. I mean, that's so cheap.
Don't you hear our arguments and decide who's right and most deserving of justice?
And who's the dirty, rotten liar?
You make it seem bad.
It is bad. Half the people who come into court must be liars. I mean, they just lie. They do, right in front of everyone. I mean, one of you is lying right now. You're just a big dirty liar. Oh, aren't you embarrassed? I mean, don't you just want to curl up and die?
Your Honor, if it wasn't for people lying, we wouldn't be here.
Oh, that's just awful. Isn't that awful, folks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that stinks.
Very loud.
I don't know, folks. Maybe this judge is just an old softy, but I kind of think lying is kind of sad.
I want a lawyer.
Why, he's just going to lie for you. I mean, liars are just paid lawyers. Lawyers are just... They're interchangeable. I feel so dirty being associated with the whole legal profession.
Your Honor, can we get on with this?
Whichever one of you is lying ought to be ashamed. I mean, really, what if your mother could see you? I'm just going to go into my room and just cry funny little sad tears.
All right. I stole the car.
What?
I stole the car. I lied. I'm sorry.
Oh, bailiff, did you hear that? He told the truth.
That's the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
Say it again, Forsley. Say it again.
I stole the car.
Hello. Well, you were starting my faith in people, so I'm dropping the charges against you and awarding you $5,000.
Isn't that sweet?
Isn't it nice?
Your Honor, you're too kind.
Well, wait. He stole my car. That's not justice.
Justice?
I thought court was a place of justice.
Oh, come on, Mr. White. Don't be so naive. Yes, Darth Vader, or should I call you Father?
Father?
No, Luke. I am not your father.
But you said...
No. In fact, I'm really Princess Leia's father.
No, you're not. Prove it.
I will. I shall remove my mask.
Eddie Fisher!
It's the Duncan, Mike, Ted, and Jeff report with Duncan, Michaels, Mike, Duncan, Ted, Jeff, and Jeff Oswald. I'm Duncan Michaels in Ottawa.
And I'm Mike Duncan in Ottawa.
And I'm Ted Jeff in Ottawa.
And I'm Jeff Oswald. This week in the news, Ted Kennedy marries Margaret Trudeau, Pope John Paul takes up skydiving, and Queen Elizabeth has a sex change.
So today on the Duncan, Mike, Ted, and Jeff report, we'll be looking at the Duncan, Mike, Ted, and Jeff report. Duncan?
Mike?
Ted?
Jeff?
I don't think we could be far off in saying that the Duncan, Mike, Ted, and Jeff report is insightful. Right, Duncan?
Right, Jeff. Right, Mike?
Right, Duncan. Right, Ted?
Right, Mike. We wouldn't be far off, but we wouldn't be right on. Right on, Duncan?
Right on, Ted.
Right on what, Ted?
Right on the money, Mike.
Do we get money, Duncan?
And no one knows, Jeff.
I know, Jeff. I'd like to say that right off.
Right on.
Who's a right-off, Duncan?
The Duncan, Mike, Ted, and Jeff report. I'm Duncan Michaels in Ottawa.
And I'm Mike Duncan in Ottawa.
And I'm Ted Jeff in Ottawa.
And I'm Jeff Oswald.
Good
night.
Hello?
Hello. Is this Wendy Fulton?
Yes, it is. Who is this?
I am Death. I am the Slayer of Souls, the Grim Reaper.
What do you want?
I'm all naked and alone. Are you wearing pins?
This dinner is delicious, Mother.
Thank you, Donald.
This is a culinary excursion into uncharted waters of gastronomical delight.
Would you like another hot dog, Donald?
Yes, please.
Here you go.
Thank you, Mother.
Donald, you haven't touched your peas.
Yes, I've touched them, Mother. I simply haven't eaten them.
Well, eat them up. They're perfectly good.
Mother, not to belittle your cooking talents, Mother, but these peas are not in the same league as your exemplary hot dog.
Donald, people in the third world are starving.
Yes, Mother, but I don't believe in sending aid in the form of foodstuffs. What is desperately needed are the tools to grow these peas themselves.
Donald, don't be smart with me.
I can't help being smart with you, Mother. My IQ is twice yours.
Well, eat up your peas anyway. You need your vegetables.
But, Mother, I receive plenty of vitamins from the fruits and salads of which I am so fond, as well as my Flintstone chewables with iron.
Well, Donald...
Yes, Mother?
Well...
I'm afraid I have once again outmaneuvered you intellectually, Mother. If you observe our argument with calm and detachment, you will see that I have defeated your contentions on geopolitical, nutritional, and logical grounds.
Well...
I'm afraid, Mother, that there is nothing you can say that can make me eat these peas.
Eat the peas, Donald, or I'll paddle you.
Yes, Father. A very convincing argument, too.
I'm an actor, a star. I've been on TV every day, appeared before huge crowds all over Canada and around the world. But no one knows my name. You see, I am Trudeau's double. When I graduated from acting school, no agent would touch me. Directors told me I was too bald, too beady-eyed, too slippery-looking to get a leading role. My fridge was empty. Then, one day last year, the RCMP came to my loft, and they offered me a secret role. They said it was the role of a lifetime, only no one would know about it or ever hear about it. I thought it was a CBC super special. Then they told me I was to be Trudeau's double. It seems Trudeau was dead. He'd been blown up way back in '69 by an exploding rose. And since then, he'd been played by a succession of actors. Oh, that's right. I wasn't the first person to ever play Trudeau. The first actor who took over the part in '69 had been panned in Montreal, so he hated the French. Well, liberal bigwigs yanked him out of power and replaced him with a completely different Trudeau. Guy named Arnie. Yeah. But Arnie was a randy devil. He started dating every woman in sight. You know, Juliet. Well, you probably remember them all. Movie stars everywhere. Finally, Arnie marries this girl from BC, Margaret Sinclair. But Maggie was clever.
She could tell. She could see Arnie wasn't qualified to run Canada. She was going to squeal to Alan Fotheringham about the whole thing. So the RCMP, they drugged her up. They destroyed her mind. Remember all those Mounties ignoring the marijuana smoking? They were supplying her. It was incredible. By the time she left Trudeau, he had been played by 3 other actors. Poor Maggie, she'd been sleeping around. She didn't even know it. And all this time, no one had caught on. When they wanted to replace Trudeau, the RCMP would just send him down south on some diplomatic tour, and when he came back looking all lean and tanned and 10 years younger, well, nobody suspected. Problem was that after 10 years of being run by arrogant, egotistical actors, Canada was a complete mess. The economy was ruined. Finally, they got rid of the last guy before me because he kept on doing cheap shtick, like, with the finger and all that. So then it was my turn. I'd really done it, I'd worked on the part. The voice was easy. The walk and mannerisms were pure ego, something every actor is. And then, at the first cabinet meeting, what a shock. Everyone is an actor. I couldn't believe it. Eugene Whalen is Al Waxman. Marc Lalonde is Louis Delgrand. Then I started traveling around the world and I discovered Yuri Andropov is Lorne Green. Margaret Thatcher is Dustin Hoffman. And Ronald Reagan is Ronald Reagan.
Armbruster, you had the highest sales this month.
Gee, thanks, boss.
How do you do it, Armbruster?
Well, boss, it's a new piece of office equipment. It types, it's great for arranging business meetings, and it calls long distance for me automatically.
What's this miracle machine called, Armbruster?
It's a woman, boss.
Woman?
Well, they're efficient, time-saving, cheap, and when you're done with them, you can just fire them and hire a newer model. This one here is mine.
Wow, attractive styling and design.
I think there's something we can judge by their looks.
Women, just slightly ahead of management.
Hello and welcome to the National CBC Television Employee Test. In the next few minutes, you will discover whether you have what it takes to become a CBC television employee, whether or not you have the right stuff. Mark down your answers on the CBC letterhead you stole using the CBC pens you stole.
Question 1. You are a CBC television producer assigned to do the Wayne Gretzky Super Special. Everything is ready on the first day of shooting, except you forgot to get Wayne Gretzky. Do you A, plead ignorance, B, blame it on someone else, C, shoot it using Gordon Sinclair instead? Question 2. You are part of a crew of 83 lighting technicians assigned to set up one light. During your dinner break, do you A, get drunk, B, get really drunk, C, blotto? Question 3. You are working on the sequel to the highly acclaimed Empire Incorporated series. You've fallen way behind on your schedule. Do you A, stand around the office and talk, B, read the newspaper, C, work even harder? Clue to question 3, not C. And finally, question 4. You are an expatriate television producer whose career in the States is washed up. What do you do? A, get your job back at the CBC.
To find out if you qualify, send in your answers to CBC Television in Toronto, the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. We give the name civil service a horrifying new meaning.
I think, therefore I am. Or rather, I am aware that I think, therefore I must be. Or more simply, I am aware of my consciousness, which is conscious of being. Perhaps Jean-Paul Sartre said it best simply by choking to death. The point is that we must know ourselves. Oh, by the way, my name's Harvey. I have pondered the universal question of consciousness, and I have discovered that there are as many levels of consciousness as there are layers of an onion. And like an onion, as we peel back the layers, we cry a bit. Although the onion's better on a burger. The first plane of consciousness is called the conscious. It is called the conscious because that's the first level we are conscious of, and so it gets the best name. The conscious is what we rely on to deal with the world, unless we have rich parents. The conscious controls our thoughts, our actions, and the ability not to dribble when trying to impress a date.
Hey, Harvey! What is this, a bike shop or a university?
It's a lunch break, Mr. Tannenbaum. Now, underneath the conscious is the subconscious. The subconscious was named by the Swedes who tried to drop depth charges on it to force it up. Of course, I'm kidding. The subconscious speaks to the conscious through dreams and Esperanto and obscene hand gestures, which we are only now beginning to be offended by. Equal to the subconscious, but not such a snappy dresser, is the unconscious. This is where we go when we party.
Harvey, am I supposed to run this whole store by myself?
5 minutes. I got 5 minutes lunch left. The next plane of consciousness is called the complete unconscious. This is where your high school locker combination's gone. Underneath this is the reflexive memory bank, which stores information we're born with for survival, like ducking and recoiling and remembering phone numbers of late-night pizza joints.
Harvey, I need some bike change from the stockroom.
I'm glad for you, Mr. Tannenbaum. The next level is a primeval throwback known as the Sports Appreciation Center. The Sports Appreciation Center deals with everything but the Leafs. Beneath this is the primitive drive gland, which controls our sex urges, usually without much success. The lowest level of consciousness is called Barney. This is the level that watches the Brady Bunch, the Beachcombers, and of course,
Mr. Canoehead. When trouble is right round the corner.
When Santa Flush cleans right round the bend.
When danger has your unlisted phone number.
People call for one man.
Mr. Canoehead.
Not his brother Ted.
That's me!
Struck by lightning while portaging, Mr. Canoehead has been bonded to an aluminum canoe.
Though it cuts down on his peripheral vision, it doesn't stop him from fighting crime.
And Mr. Canoehead throws himself, bow first, into danger.
Sounds like trouble off my starboard. I'd better check it out.
Stay back, cops, or I'll start wasting hostages.
This is the police. Surrender.
Let me through.
oh, back off, buddy, or I'll put your head in.
Hi, Chief.
Oh, Mr. Canoehead, I thought you were just an average citizen.
I heard shots.
Yes, a crazed psoriasis sufferer has taken 10 hostages in a bungled tourist bureau holdup. You're just in time to hear me talk scary with them.
Thank God.
This is the police, bad guys. Yeah! Surrender.
Not until you meet my demands of peace on earth and goodwill towards all men.
The chief will never go for it.
How about a job at minimum wage?
Great, when do I start?
Stay down, men! Duck, Mr. Canoehead!
No need. My canoe acts as a shield.
He shot open that fire hydrant. It's flooding all over.
Don't worry. I can use it to float right at them.
Oh, it's Canoehead floating in here. I got a gun, Canoehead.
You don't scare me, Mr. Criminal Type. I've traveled the entire Mackenzie River with my feet in the air.
You asked for it.
I'm invincible. Now taste my gunnel.
Mr. Canoehead, you knocked him out and saved us!
Who said that?
Oh, no, don't turn your head!
began fighting criminals.
Next episode, Mr. Canoehead battles the evil Dr. Pontoon.
Let me drive. I can drive.
No, I am not going to let you drive in your condition.
What condition? I'm okay.
No.
Come on. Just give me my keys and I'll show you.
Oh, Jack, look at you. You can't even stand up. Now, you sit back here. I am going to drive.
Okay. But remember to follow the route, stop when they pull the cord, and call out all the stops.
You know, for a performance like us, or putting on a show every week, it's very hard to come up with songs, and you want to do the very best possible song. And for this show, I was just completely dry. I just had no ideas at all, and I was at the barber's. I was getting a haircut, and I still had no ideas at all. So I wrote this song. Today I got a haircut. They cut my hair quite short. Yes, all they did was cut it. There's no more to report. So what? They shaved the back part. Big deal, they trimmed the side. Who cares? They poured on hair oil. That's nothing to confide. Today I got a haircut. I've told you so before. Today I got a haircut. This really is a bore. Today I got a haircut. There's nothing to it, friend. The subject is exhausted. That's all there is. The end. My cut won't last forever. It isn't indestructible. But now I've sung about it. My haircut is tax deductible.
Due to too many mistakes in the credits, they will be read off the back of the cards. They have been done for 2 years. Frantic Times, conceived, written, and performed by the Frantic. Paul Chattel, Dan Redican, Peter Marlin, Leonard Green. Special guest this week was Meg Ruffin. Sound effects was Cassie Perry. Technical production was Brian Dawes and Mike Finesse, not Cheap Finesse, it's Mike Finesse. Production assistant was Deb Coffin, produced by David Milligan in the beautiful Blue Orchid Room at the Ontario College of Art. I got it all right that time. Goodbye, everybody.